Hello, everybody. Welcome in to our WeVideo webinar this afternoon. And thank you so much for joining us today as we get to dive in for a special episode. Those of you who are recurring viewers and visitors to our WeVideo webinar series might have expectations about the guests that we have on and the kind of content that we get to showcase. But today we have a very special episode for you with a very special guest. And we're going to be talking about what's new in WeVideo and specifically about our new AI interactions in our interactivity product. And I am welcomed today by Kathryn, who is a member of our product team and has been the driving force behind the design and development of these new AI features that we are going to showcase for you today. So super excited to have Kathryn join the show. Kathryn, how are you doing today?
I am great. I'm excited to share about AI interactions and get more people in using the tool.
Yeah, and I know this has been a long time coming for us, and so it's really, really exciting to get to show all of our users and this huge audience that we're going to have here today, all about the AI interactions. And I see folks coming in from all across the country. We've got some folks from New York out there. Hello to those of you viewing from Texas or listening in from Maryland. We've got some Virginia folks in the house, people from Washington, Houston, California. So hello, and thank you so much for joining us from wherever you are viewing us today. As we get started, please keep those comments coming in. We love to see and know where you all are viewing us from and taking us in today. Laura, yes, this episode will be recorded. So if you are viewing us live, of course, and you're not able to be with us the whole time, you can view this on demand after our episode has run today. So I know that's a common question that we get. Oh, hello from Norway as well. Viewing in from Norway. So thanks for joining us today. And yes, you can access this on demand after our episode is done today. And you'll be able to see the presentation from at your convenience. We're also streaming live on YouTube, on Twitter, and on our LinkedIn page. And this content will live there on demand as well for you to consume. Go back, look at, check out what we showed you today. And yeah, as we go through the episode and dive into what AI interactions is, what WeVideo interactivity is. If you have any questions for us, please leave those in our chat. You can comment on YouTube or wherever you are viewing us from. And we have our colleague Kaylin in the chat to answer any of your questions and get you some resources that we're going to be sharing with you about ways that you can access these features. So, before we dive too deep in, just wanted to introduce myself. You may have seen me on this show before, but I am Ryan Kochevar. I'm one of the directors of our customer success team. I direct our enablement function, which one of my most fun aspects of this job is to get to produce webinar shows like this, where I get to bring amazing guests like Kathryn on to talk about really fun and exciting parts of the WeVideo product. I've been doing this for a few years now, and it's just always refreshing to get to talk to new people and show off some new folks. But many of you probably do not know Kathryn, and I would love for you all to get to know her. And she's going to be the focus of today's show, live driving some of our demos for you. So Kathryn, please go ahead, tell our listeners, our viewers, a little bit about you, what you do here at WeVideo, and how you kind of came to be into this role.
Yeah, thanks so much, Ryan. I'm so excited to be here. I'm Kathryn. I am the product manager at WeVideo for WeVideo Interactivity and for PlayPosit. I was a former teacher, so I taught first, second grade, and then I was a director of an English language development program for Charter School Network. I joined PlayPosit about 6 years now, and then PlayPosit was acquired by WeVideo, so we've got bigger team and more tools, which is really exciting. And the best part of my job is getting to talk to teachers and just to find out, what are the things that we can do to help problem solve, and so that they can get to the core of what they do.
Absolutely. We have a team of former educators here at WeVideo. Obviously, as Kathryn shared, that she is as well. And so we see our product design and development, we try to see it through the lens of teaching and learning, and to keep our focus on improving those workflows for you to get the most impact out of your teaching and the most impact to your students. And so one of the things we're going to focus on today with AI interactions is how they were built, and what, the what and the why behind how we have built in artificial intelligence into our product, how it's going to work for you, how it can serve your purposes in designing interactive lesson content for your students, and how that's going to help you in your teaching and learning practices. So that's what we're going to do here. First, we're going to give an overview of WeVideo interactivity, and then I'll turn it over to Kathryn, and she's going to take you through kind of an intro to these features. Again, like I said, we're going to put the why behind how they were built, and the what of what they are, and then we're going to get into a live feature demonstration. We'll share with you what's coming next with our AI feature, how you can learn more about this, how you can access these tools, and then we'll leave time for questions at the end. So we're planning to be here with you for 30 to 45 minutes. So we hope to have you the whole time. But as we dive in, as I talked about earlier on in the episode, our AI interactions are part of our feature of WeVideo interactivity, which we launched inside of the WeVideo product last June. And again, as Kathryn said, she came to us from the PlayPosit organization that WeVideo acquired, and we took technology that they had built and they'd been working on for the time that company had been in existence, and started building it into the WeVideo product to create and elevate the experience in WeVideo by adding an interactive video component. Now, again, because it's part of the WeVideo platform, it is cloud-based. It does contain interactive elements and branched learning experiences, so you can really create interactive lesson plans from videos you create inside of WeVideo, or from third-party content from YouTube or Vimeo. It's designed as a self-paced, asynchronous, modular learning object, so that you're not only can you deploy this asynchronously or give it to your students to work on at their own pace, it allows for customized learning, for branched learning pathways, and for reteaching moments, and ways to give students the ability to learn at their own pace and demonstrate mastery of concepts, and be able to meet them where they're at in their learning. There's a ton of content collaboration. We have a pre-made bulbs and content library, so you can share interactive video content between teachers, between district administrators, and have access to reporting and lesson grading and analytics that help you provide just-in-time feedback to students, know where you need to do more teaching, know maybe where a little bit more where students are at, so you can design further experiences to help your students, again, along that path of mastery. And that's all contained in our WeVideo interactivity package that you would get when you have these features available to you inside of your WeVideo account. Part of that is what we're going to share with you next as I turn it over to Kathryn. What we're here to talk about today is our AI interaction. So now that I've kind of set the stage a little bit with what interactive video is, if you're not familiar, let's dive in. Let's talk about AI interactions, Kathryn.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan, for that introduction. All right, so getting into AI. Before I talk about the tool itself and get into a live demo, I really want to take a step back and talk about how and why it was built the way that it was built. So when we initially started scoping out AI and how to best incorporate it in our product, we wanted to make sure that it was added in a meaningful way that really supports the teacher workflow. We did not want to add another tool, another step, and give teachers something new that they have to learn. We really wanted to save time and go with a workflow that teachers were already used to. So along those same lines, we really wanted to maximize flexibility with AI, because other tools out there I've seen where you're just given the AI output and there's not really much you can do with it. You can copy and paste what you want. So we wanted to add maximum flexibility to the AI tool itself, so that it's really supporting that instructor workflow. It's not the end-all be-all. The teacher is the driver of the tool, and you're supporting that use of AI throughout, but it's speeding up the time that it takes for you to create that content for your students. And lastly, we wanted to use AI in a way that's aligned to best teaching practices. We didn't want to just have AI spit out random information, or something that may not be aligned to what you would present in the classroom. And so we decided to incorporate Bloom's taxonomy, and I'll share a little bit more in the next slide about that. But we use Bloom's taxonomy as inspiration and as a way to incorporate pedagogy and to promote differentiation within the tool. All right, just a little note about Bloom's taxonomy for those of you who may or may not be familiar with Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy is a framework, and it was developed to provide common language for teachers to be able to discuss and exchange learning and assessment methods. So the goal is really to encourage that higher order thinking in students by building up from that lower level cognitive skills, and be able to prompt students into these skills during the assessment process. So you start out with your remember complexity. So those are just recalling facts. And then you build your way up all the way up to the top, which is create the highest level of thinking, where students are taking that information that they're learning from the video and then creating something based on that knowledge. So you'll get to see that in the tool that we created today. All right, so lo and behold, AI interactions. AI generated questions you can be directly added into the videos from YouTube that include transcripts. As mentioned before, it uses Bloom's taxonomy as inspiration for questions, and they can be increased in complexity or decreased in complexity, and you can add them at a specific time or at random throughout the entire length of the video. So again, just that ability to have that flexibility within the tool. We released this in beta about a month ago on April 8th, and we'll be having a general release late June at ISTE, which I hope to see you all there. And as Ryan mentioned before, it is available in WeVideo interactivity to users in beta. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into a live demo of AI interactions. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my screen. And you'll see I am inside of WeVideo interactivity. I'm going to go ahead and create new bulb. And if you're not familiar with interactivity, bulb is just our term for interactive video. It was actually coined by students in the classroom when we built the tool. So here I'm going to create a bulb. And since AI is only available for YouTube videos, I'm going to select YouTube. And typically with the videos that are used for education, they tend to include transcripts within the video. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a crash course video. These are popular videos that I see being used in the classroom a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and select a video. So once my video is added to my bulb, that's where I'm going to get that generate interactions button. So from here, I can add interactions throughout the entire length of the video, like I shared earlier, or at a specific time. So thinking about that teacher workflow, typically when you have a video that you're using with your students, you're going through, you're playing that video, you're deciding, okay, where in this video do I need to check for understanding with my students? And that's usually when you pause the video and create an interaction. So we really wanted to align to that teacher workflow so you can add that interaction at a specific time. You'll see here all the different complexities that I had talked about earlier aligned to Bloom's taxonomy. So you can select a complexity at a specific time, and then you can select an interaction type. We have multiple choice, check all that apply, free response, and fill in the blank. So for this one at a specific time, I'm just going to have a simple recall multiple choice question and generate interaction. And my interaction will appear in just a few seconds as it takes in the information. And there it is. So at the top, you can see what interaction choice it is, what complexity choice it is, and then the question that was generated based on the transcript of this moment of time at this specific moment of time. So again, talking about that flexibility, you can always go in and adjust. Either you can change the interaction type itself. If you decide this question lends itself more to a free response, you can select free response. You can also adjust the complexity. You can increase or decrease the complexity here, or you can just simply regenerate a question. If you're not happy with this question and you think, let's try something else, you can click that refresh button and it'll regenerate the question. And then I wanted to share, if I'm adding interactions throughout the entire length of the video, you can select as many complexities or as many interaction types as you would like. So if you know that you are going to be using a bulb for your small group literacy instruction today in your classroom, and you really want to support your students who need just a little bit more support in the classroom, you may choose to only use some of these remember and understand complexities. But then you have another group of students for your small group literacy instruction, and you actually want to use these analyze and evaluate complexities, and you want to include some more interaction types. You can do that and add those interaction types and those complexity types throughout the entire length of the video. So you'll see them AI thinking here. It's taking in that transcript and coming up with some questions that will be added to your video. So again, at the top, you can see the interaction type, you can see the complexity type, and then you can go in and adjust this interaction as you see fit. Anytime you make an edit of any kind, you're going to lose that AI button here. So if I do edit, that AI highlight is going to go away, and that is just because it is now human, has that human touch to it, so that AI highlight will go away. And yeah, that is what it looks like inside of WeVideo interactivity.
That's a great overview of the tools. What would you say, in your view, like you were talking about the differentiation here, and the benefits of adding the different levels of complexities to a bulb, to your learning experience or your interactive video? Would you do that, in all cases, or where would you see that as being like most valuable for folks to add those different levels of complexity?
Yeah, I think it's super helpful in just being able to assess students' understanding and really meeting students where they're at. So if you have a bulb and you're adding different complexities as an introductory video to your students, and you're noticing this group of students is struggling with those evaluate types of complexities, you know that you can then take that data and pull a small group and really focus on those types of question types with those students. So it's a really great tool to be able to analyze that data and really help students and support them in their learning, and then be able to push them to the next level.
Yeah, for sure. And so what would you do if you wanted to then take this and assign it to a group of students? Can you show us a little bit about how, so now you've got the video, you've got the interaction types. Let's see how you might, review and assign that. I think that would be great to see that flow. So this is what Kathryn, I'll just explain really quick, just to level set that. When she created those interactions, now at this time, like that video lesson, the interactive video lesson with those AI interactions has been generated. We're now going to go on to learning how then you would take this to your own review, to preview, to make sure you've got it where you want it to be, and then how you might assign it to a group of students.
Yeah. All right, so here's the preview button here. If you want to take a look at what that would look like from the student view, or if you're ready to go, you can click save and exit, and then you're going to take that bulb and you'll assign it to a class. So you just go ahead and click on the video itself, click assign, and then here you get your assign page where you can then select who you are assigning it to. We have several different options: assigning to students, assigning for professional learning. You can also assign to people outside the organization, great for faculty, or great for parents, families who need information that you can include in a bulb. And then you select your class. You have a start date, a due date, select your class and assign, and then you just share this link with your students.
I think that's the power of these AI interactions, is not limited to just being able to share and assign to students, even though it's really seamless now that you can connect it with classes within the WeVideo architecture. If you have, or you're utilizing classes in WeVideo, you can now easily assign bulbs or interactive videos to students in the class. But you can also, as Kathryn showed you, assign this as professional learning for staff and faculty, and you can use it in parent communication, and you can utilize those AI tools in any of those instances. It's really, that's to help you build your interactive experience, and then you get to assign it to a number of different folks in your sort of district ecosystem or your school building. So I just wanted to point that out, and that's a really cool part of this whole feature. So thank you, Kathryn, for sharing that information. And that's what we have now. And as Kathryn mentioned, this is in beta. We have a beta tag on it, but let's talk about what's next. What's next for AI interactions? And as Kathryn mentioned, we're moving towards a more full release in June around our ISTE event, which we will be at in full force, as I saw in the comments. And this is, so what's next? What can people expect next from this tool?
Yeah, so we're going to continue to iterate and build AI interactions. So we're creating content that is always classroom ready. With all AI tools out there, we're still learning. We're still making sure that it is the best content that we can have. And so we're going to continue that build process. With any AI tool that we're adding to our product, we want to build something that saves time for teachers and really just enhances that teacher workflow, so that teachers can really focus on what matters most in the classroom, which is supporting their students. So and lastly, we want to hear from you. We want you all to be able to try this out, test it out, see what you think. If you have ideas for how we can incorporate more AI into our tool, we'd love to hear it. So please make sure that you're sharing feedback. We have a few different ways that you can do that, which Ryan will share in a little bit. But a lot of our features from our product are based on customer feedback. So we love to hear from you all and what problems that you're having and how we might be able to help solve them in your classroom.
Absolutely. And I'm really excited about what's next. I think this is some serious innovation in our product. And it's like I said earlier, a long time coming, and it's great to see it in action and to see how easy it is to add those questions and how to assign the lesson plan. What's coming next, I think, is equally exciting. And so we keep building on what we know, but also, as Kathryn said, we're really, really interested in hearing from you all. And I will give you more information about how you can do that. But we know there's going to be a lot of frequently asked questions for this new product. And if you are excited about it, this may be the time to understand how you can access it, what the scope is for who's getting this in beta and who's going to access the full release, and then the timing of everything. So again, as Kathryn said, we're now in beta until the end of June, right around our ISTE timeframe. And we're now in the process of adding, again, as Kathryn shared, a new functionality. We're going to share a feedback and interest form with you here in just a minute, in which you can leave us feedback and share your interest in understanding how you can try out these tools. So who gets this? This is available to all interactivity users in a beta capacity. So if your district or school or your account has interactivity in your WeVideo instance, you have access to this feature. And if you're not a current account user, you can access this tool. If you don't have a current WeVideo account, you can access this tool through our classroom e-commerce plan. So on the website, you can access a 30-day free trial, as long as you have an EDU email. If you are a current account holder with WeVideo and you do not have interactivity, you can reach out to our team directly. We'll give you information on how to do that. Kaylin's going to share an interest form in the chat. Why don't you go ahead and share that now if you have access to that? And this is a way that you can let us know that you're interested in trying out or talking to our team directly so we can get you access to these amazing new features. And that's what we want. We want people to try them out, to let us know what your experience is, give us feedback, and spread the word about these new features. So please fill that form out if you are interested, and we can connect with you and your team. And someone from us will reach out to you. But other than that, Kathryn, do you want to go ahead and take us through our other frequently asked questions slide?
Yeah, so a big question is, well, how is our tool different? We keep hearing AI in every EdTech product, and even just in every product that we have, we keep hearing more and more about AI. So what makes our AI tool different? And number one is that we are in alignment with best practices. So we use Bloom's taxonomy as that inspiration to make sure that AI is creating questions that are going to really align with the student outcomes that you're looking for. And we ensure maximum flexibility. So we want to make sure that when you use the AI tool, it's not just a toy where you insert a video and output questions and then that's it. Like, teachers are the driver in the classroom. Teachers are the most important person. And so it is really teacher driven. And you have that maximum flexibility to adjust it to your students' needs, which is really, really cool. YouTube transcript. How do you know that a video has a transcript? Typically, most educational YouTube videos that you're using are going to include a transcript. You can quickly check that in YouTube just by going to the closed captions button and just making sure that there's a transcript file. We don't support the auto-generated transcripts. Those are YouTube transcripts. So you're looking for those actual transcripts that are produced with that video.
Yeah, and that's the like in YouTube, the crash course video you showed is a great example of that. But other ones, I know TED Talks, and are there other sort of, do you have like sort of a best practices for, videos you would assume that would come with a transcript?
Yeah, I would say any just popular type videos that you're using, the crash courses, TED Talks. I've seen other Khan Academy videos, those types, they tend to usually have those transcripts supported.
Yeah, how-to videos, tutorial videos. Yep. A lot of that has transcripts as well. Yep.
And then where to go if you have any questions, you can always reach out to success@wevideo.com. If anything arises regarding your video creation experience, and also for feedback, if you have a dedicated customer success manager, please reach out to them directly, and then they can get in touch with me and we can incorporate your feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to reiterate that, Kaylin did put that form in the chat, and I will display that on the screen for those of you who are joining us on demand, and you may have missed that in the chat. I will do that at the end of our episode today. But please go ahead and fill out that interest form. Let us know what questions you might have, or if you're interested in learning how to gain access to this or trying it out. But also, if you already are a WeVideo subscriber and you have a dedicated customer success manager, or if you don't know, maybe you can talk to your WeVideo admin and discuss getting in touch with us through that channel, because we do have direct service on our customer success team, in which we have a dedicated individual that supports your district and your instance's needs. So this is a great conversation to have with that person as well about what you saw today, how you can try it, how you can get access to it. And otherwise, if you have any questions, we have team members that are ready to do that through our success@wevideo.com email. I will go ahead and put that up on the screen here, success@wevideo.com. It is on that slide, but just so it's big and bold for you, that's another way that you can contact us. And we'll get back to you and get you in front of the right people as soon as we can. So that's the bulk of our presentation. We knew there might be lots of questions, and I've seen already there are lots of questions in the chat. So I want to comb through here and see which ones Kaylin didn't have the chance to answer, because I know they were coming in fast and furiously, and she's been doing a great job in there trying to answer these questions. But I think the first one that I saw that maybe wasn't answered is where do we find it? Deanna asks, where do we find it on WeVideo? So if you had access to it, Kathryn, I'm going to go ahead and put your screen back on, and you can show like where they would look for this tool, where they would look for the entry point to interactivity. I think that would give people a good sense of whether they have access to it or not. So I'm going to go throw your deck up on your screen on stage real quick.
Yep. So it is just inside of, if you're inside Next Gen WeVideo, you would just use that app switcher to switch over into interactivity, and this is where you would see it.
Very good. All right. And then we had another question. If I scroll up that I don't think got answered here, this one from Chad. Are there plans to integrate with LMS like Google Classroom? Great question, Chad.
Yeah, absolutely. We know that being able to decrease your tech stack is very important. No one likes having a million different logins. So yes, there are plans to include LMS integrations, including Google Classroom, Schoology, and Canvas. That is something that PlayPosit, if you're familiar with that tool, already does, and we are bringing that into interactivity. So in the very, very near future, that will be available. So you can have everything all in one place, from logging in to student rostering to gradebook passback and course copies, will all be supported.
Absolutely. That's exciting because, again, like you said, one point to log in, easy teacher-student workflow, even district administrator to teacher workflow for accessing interactivity to build professional learning experiences. Having that LMS integration is going to be key. And like Kathryn said, it is a short distance away for us. It's definitely been talked about a lot in our internal team, and I know you all are thinking about that as well. So great question. Thank you. Let's just keep going down. And any new comments? Where can we find details? It looks like Adam's question, where can we find details on the WeVideo Classroom e-commerce plan? Yes, as Kaylin said, you can find it on our pricing page. Kaylin, if you have a link to get there directly, that might be super helpful, and we can just throw that in the chat while we're waiting for other questions, and I can get it on screen. Yep, so here's for you all, this is where you want to head to try out that e-commerce plan. Again, if you're using an EDU email address, you can try that out for 30 days. If it pings you that you already have a WeVideo license, that's the time to contact us or your administrator and see how we can get you access to that. If you don't have a current plan, you can get into that trial. If you do, it'll let you know, and then that's the time that you might want to seek out your WeVideo administrator, or you can talk to us directly. Any other questions? We will be around here until we've answered anything that's on your mind about our new tools here. And while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and throw up that slide here, this feedback form. It is a bit.ly. So please go ahead and I've got a couple things up here right now. I've got the interest form, the feedback form. If you could please fill that out and let us know if you're interested. And then again, the link here to the /education/pricing page. So you can trial this if you're not already a WeVideo subscriber. Jennifer has a question. Will we get a recording of this? Yes, after we're done here today, which is in just a few minutes now, this will be available to you on demand on our through the StreamYard registration watch page that you may have used to come in. If you're viewing us on YouTube, this will be on demand on YouTube. It will be on our LinkedIn page and on our X or Twitter profile as well. And yes, as Kaylin said here, the interest forum also has more general feedback too, both with our product and this webinar. And yes, of course, feedback is a gift. Always, please, please, please. We are here to hear from you, and we definitely incorporate feedback into all that we do here. And with that, just a plug for our product board. If you are a WeVideo subscriber, you can also give feedback in product. There is a way to do that through the WeVideo help, the WeVideo icon, the little loudspeaker icon, I believe, and the resources will get you to the product portal for you to leave us feedback. Any final questions before we go ahead and wrap this up? Anything that you want to know that we didn't answer for you today, that we can help you with? Yes, Kaylin, it's a great way. The product board is a great way to check out what's coming and what's next, because it also will tell you what's on deck, so to speak, for us in developing new parts of our product. Well, all right. Thank you for joining us today. This was great to get to share these new features. Kathryn, thank you so much for coming on and demo. Any parting words for our audience today?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to learn more about our AI interactions tool. We're excited to continue to build it and to support teachers in the classroom. So please make sure that you are sharing your feedback, you are sharing your interest. And we will be at ISTE this year. So if you do plan on attending that, we will be in booth, what is it, 2200?
2200, yep.
Yeah, so just a quick plug for that. I will be there also demoing AI interactions. So if you saw this webinar today and you want to share it with a friend, please do so. Come visit us at our booth. We'd love to share more.
Absolutely. We will have tons of demos all day long at ISTE during the exhibit hall time, and we'd love to see you if you're going to be there. Thank you again. See you in Denver. Absolutely, Alan. And we will please, again, reach out to us if you want to learn more. If you have any questions at all, we're here to help. Thank you, Kathryn, for being our special guest today and demoing our amazing new product. And to all of you, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, happy creating. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.